Should we just run that image loop and make comments as it goes? It goes pretty fast. Okay, can we have that run? Okay, the loop is going. There are micros. There are 12 of those upstairs that are actual canvases. These are plastic. The Downing is very similar to what he was in the Whitney inaugural show, you know, and a horizontal Downing. They studied with Nolan. There's another one. That's the dials that are perhaps, and then Morris Lewis, of course. So these are the basic six of the first of the 65 show. And the Mering, beautiful watery Monet-like, and then the hard edge. See how he kind of went between the soft and the hard, and then more
you can blame Clement Greenberg for that.
Yeah, he said Mering, real instructions.
Excuse me,
Nolan.
I think that painting, there was DuPont Circle and the square of the city and the river around it in one single image.
Yeah, supposedly at Catholic U they had some old Nolans and kids threw darts at them, but I don't think so. And then Paul Reed, of course, he was interested in color theory, and he planned his. These were very much planned in kind of an Albers interest. Paul Reed. He's the last, he survived till 2 years ago, or till a year ago. And Benjamin Abramowitz, parallel, also in the geometry. And there's a Berkowitz with the light, the illumination. Yeah, and Clark. There's Clark's geometric phase. And of course the famous drapes of Sam Gilliam. That's 68, and they filled the Corcoran atrium. Hillary, he was the architect who did Henri's gallery, and then she gave him a show. Krebs with the lasers that were also out for the bicentennial. McGowan and his vacuum plastic. There's Mary Myers, where she was, of course, the victim of a murder and lover of Nolan and Kennedy. V.V. Rankin, who showed at Betty Parsons. Alma Thomas, whose work is in the White House dining room for the next few days. There it is. Anne Truitt, and she was the mother of minimalism, said, who? Greenberg may have said that.
Ken Young is here tonight.
Ken's here.
Ken
Where
Young
is he?
here.
Hello.
Yeah,
Yay.
there you go. There we go. Okay.
And there's the Joe Shannon, the narrative paintings, and that was one of the few we could show, I think. Oh, can you stop and hold this? This one. This is can't hold them. Okay. Red Grooms, of course, too young, and did this in '86. But what it depicts is it's called the pouring, as if it were some sacramental rite. It's Morris Lewis doing a veil and people peeking to see what his technique was. He was very secretive about it. So it's Gene at the top, obviously, the bald head. The other two, unidentified. And I sent that to Downing's first wife and the Nolan Foundation. Those are not, they're just made up faces at the bottom. Here's Clark. He's now Clark V. Fox. He's just having a series of shows. Interest in him now.
Biggs Museum, Dover, Delaware, this weekend, Saturday.
And
Be
Rosalind
there or
Solomon.
be square.
Here's DeLooper showing one of his works. He was the Phillips guard who became
There she is.
curator.
The punk
There's
herself.
Alice, yeah. And Downing, so now come portraits of people, Franz Bader, and Mary Swift took that picture, Franz Bader, and Gilliam by Paul Feinberg. This was the same era as the Drapes. Henri, very dramatic. And there's Ramon, who had Pyramid Gallery, and Walter. And this was Jefferson Place Reunion, and it's not going to stay there long enough. But Nesta's in the middle, and Vivi, and, well...
Rocky.
Yep. Kanan. Jacob Kanan was very important throughout all of this, and Rockney, Krebs, and Morris Lewis, of course, has been gone.
Can I just say one last word? When I look back, I was thinking, as Ben was, trying to remember back to the 60s and all the decades that followed, and thinking, what was I right, where was I wrong, what was most important to me in, let's say, that 50 years. And I think that we mustn't forget how fortunate we are in this city to have had in our presence Paul Mellon. And I'm speaking not because he was a painter, but what he showed us, or what his institutions that he set up showed us over the years. We enjoyed Michael Clark and Gene Davis and Joe Shannon, but the Titians, the Leonardos, the Vermeers, the quality of the deep history of art, there's almost nobody in America that had such offerings within walking distance, which we had. And the artists that we've been speaking tonight belong to a much larger community of picture makers. And that community, even if, the kitchen has taken over, was represented in this period, starting really in the 60s. In a way, it was nowhere else in America. And I think we should all be grateful for it.
Grateful for the patronage. We have people? Okay.